What happens if you get what you want, but it doesn't feel the way you thought it would? You did it. You made it to the NFL, you became a neurosurgeon, your band got the perfect record deal, but now there's a problem. Now that you've arrived at your destination, you can't help but compare the way you thought this would feel to the way it actually feels. And guess what? The way your accomplishment feels is not how you thought it would. No, this doesn't happen to everyone who accomplishes something, especially not in the beginning. The beginning is the honeymoon phase. When you score your first touchdown in the NFL, you're on top of the world. When you remove your first patient's brain tumor, you aren't complaining. You're in a state of bliss. When your songs are being played on the radio 24/7, you're crying with tears of joy. The shit hasn't hit the fan yet, but the fan is already turned on and the shit has already been thrown. You're up, and that which goes up must come down. When you have adapted to your new situation, you begin to notice things. You begin to notice that your new life has problems as well. Your career is causing you to work constantly, obsessively, and without having enough time to enjoy the other parts of your life. The life your imagination told you that you would have is not the one you're living. And how could it? How could it be? Right? Life has limits, but your imagination doesn't. How can reality hope to compete with your imagined ideas of how things would be? It can't. The question now is what you should do about it. What should you do about it? Perhaps the first step one should take in order to solve this problem is to recognize what has happened. We have, in the case of the individual who puts his dream on a pedestal, created a competition between a certain idea of what a dream will be and the reality of what the dream is. Life is imperfect, and your mind can always find ways in which it could be better than it already is. But if we have good reasons for accepting the pursuit of a dream and we remain passionate about what we're doing, then we must learn to take the good with the bad. The accomplishment of a dream is not a permanent trip to utopia, right? To a perfect, civilization. It's not the creation of a perfect life. But it can feel like hell if you accomplish your dream and you thought it would solve everything. If you accomplish the dream, you got what you wanted. If it doesn't feel that way, then you probably wanted something else as well. If you feel bad once you have it, then you either wanted something else or you have an unrealistic mindset. This is something we have all suffered from at one time or another, but perhaps if we love something, then our goal should be to do it out of that same feeling of love rather than to depend on some expectation you have for the future. If you want to play the guitar, do it here and now. If you love it, then it should satisfy you whether you're on tour or alone in your room. Don't abandon the present for the future. We are here, and if we distract ourselves with a utopian idea of the future, we're fucked. The years we have poured into our passion will have passed us by, and we will have missed almost every second of it.